make your heart listen to the light. So you say you wanna get so high, breathe me in like air tonight. Let yourself unwind, get lost in the...
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is my favorite time of the year. As you can see, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and this year Layla is supposed to be here towards the end of October. I'm hoping she'll be a Halloween baby, and it'll just top everything off and just make it the best holiday ever. So today we are going to be doing some do's and don'ts, more of like things that I recommend doing or helped me through my pregnancy, and then some things that I don't recommend that you do. So first we're going to start off with one of the things that I found really helpful and really useful and that I still use now, and that is joining a mom's group. So I joined a mom's group around 4 weeks. My fiance actually recommended it to me, and it is one of the best things that I have done. I cannot tell you guys how important it is to have a support group, and the moms in my group are just so helpful, and they're so genuine and nice, and they're just always there, and I really am thankful that I joined this group. I plan to stay in the group even after I have the baby, and a lot of moms in that group plan to do the same, and I just think it really is a great way to experience pregnancy and just have someone that's going through the same things that you are during your pregnancy. The next thing that I found helpful was bump photos. So time flies by so quickly during pregnancy, and honestly, I can't even believe that I'm almost done being pregnant. Like, I have 2 weeks left until my due date, and time has gone by just so fast. And I have done monthly photos, and it's just crazy to see how much my body has changed just month to month alone. And then it just really makes me realize that I'm really growing like a human inside of my belly. But it's really amazing, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Another thing I would say is don't feel guilty about wanting to stay home and rest and not wanting to leave the house or go out. Honestly, our bodies go through so much during pregnancy, and it's just really hard on us, and we're tired, and the baby can take so much out of you. It really is important to take care of your body and just rest and let your body do what it has to do. And if you do overwork yourself, I would say to take warm baths and get massages from your partner. Those are must-haves for me right now. I take warm baths with Epsom salt, and then my fiance massages me whenever I ask him to, and honestly, those alone really, really help me. Another thing that I would recommend is pelvic tilts. So I get really bad pelvic pain, and it gets to the point where I can't walk sometimes. Like, it's really hard for me to get out of bed and just do the simplest things, even lift my legs to put my pants on. So basically what I do is I get on all fours, and I switch between the cow position and like the cat position. So kind of like curling your back and then arching your back, but you're more so focusing on your pelvis and tilting it so you can kind of relieve some pressure off of it. And I find that to be really, really helpful, and it allows me instantly after I finish doing them to be able to move more fluently and just make things a lot easier on me. Another thing is, it's okay to be emotional. Our bodies are going through so much. We have so many hormones going through our body, and honestly, it's a lot, and it's okay if you just need to cry or scream or yell. Whatever you need to do, it's okay to be emotional and just have those moments where you're just irritated, and you shouldn't always have to just hold it in. It is okay to let it out. But something that I do recommend with that is to be considerate of your partner. So I know sometimes you can get really irritated, but I recommend before you say something like that you don't want to say or that you won't mean or regret later, just kind of take a minute and breathe and relax and really think about how it would make your partner feel. because they are going through a lot dealing with our mood swings. I know my fiance deals with mine very well, and I'm really thankful for him. But just really be considerate and take them into consideration about how they would feel and how much they're going through and trying to like handle us, because let's be real, guys, we can be a lot. Another thing on my list that is so important is mental health. You need to take care of your mental health, whether that's going to go treat yourself, whether you need to take a day off and just relax because you're overwhelmed with work or just overly stressed, then you need to do that, because I don't want it to get to a point where you're just so overworked and just so high in anxiety or stressed or overwhelmed, because that can cause harm to you and the baby. So just really take care of yourself and your body physically, and honestly, I think that will make pregnancy a lot smoother. Another thing is take your prenatals. Always take your prenatals. Those are so important because it gives the baby the extra nutrients that he or she needs, and if you don't take them, then the baby still gets them. So the baby will just take the nutrients and things from you, and it will affect you in the long run, but the baby will just start pulling things from you. So you want to be able to supplement those vitamins that the baby is going to need. Another thing that is super important is knowing signs of preeclampsia. So basically that's like high blood pressure, and it can cause like swelling, so just like fast onset swelling in your legs, or you start to get dizzy, headaches, vision changes, anything like that. Those are very serious, and preeclampsia can go bad very quickly and be bad for both you and the baby. So always know those signs to look out for during pregnancy. Another thing that I love to do is do kick counts. Honestly, it's so fun for me to do. I love to feel how active Layla is. She's moving all the time, so I know she moves more than 10 times within 2 hours, but I still like to do it just to see how quick she can move 10 times within that 2 hours. And just, it really just gets her to move around, and I just love feeling her move around inside of me. Another thing is, it's okay to give into your cravings, but I wouldn't recommend giving into them all the time. You are not eating for two. You only need 200 extra calories. So just be careful with that, because I know a lot of people say you can eat whatever you want, but that isn't necessarily true, because there is such a thing as unhealthy weight gain during pregnancy, and you want to be able to gain a healthy amount of weight that's good for the baby. And another thing that ties into that is doing light exercise and just staying kind of active. So whether that's just going for a walk around the neighborhood or walking on the treadmill, just doing little things can really help throughout your pregnancy in regards to like labor and just keeping you healthy. It's just really good to do that. And the last do is to drink your water. So water is very important. I try to drink about 64 ounces. It makes me feel better, and I actually have been more thirsty this trimester, my last one, versus the first 2 trimesters. So in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and I'll just like chug water down, and honestly, it is just so refreshing, but it's also very good for you. Okay, so that's the do's, and now we're gonna switch over to the don'ts. Okay, so some don'ts. The first don't that I would say is don't overdo yourself. Like I said, taking care of your body is very important. If you're feeling overworked or it's just too much stress, whatever you're doing day to day on your body, please relax and just stop doing those things, because you don't want to overstress your body, which will put stress on the baby. Another thing is, like I was saying earlier about baths and things like that, take a warm bath, but do not take hot baths or get in the hot tub. That is really bad for the baby, and I really don't recommend doing that. Another thing that I don't recommend is don't sleep on your back in the 3rd trimester. So basically the reason for that is like the baby kind of like compresses your inferior vena cava. So it can really decrease blood flow to the baby and it can be harmful. So just try to sleep on your side during the last trimester especially. Another thing is, don't be afraid of your body changing. It's going to change and it may be hard to accept. Like I have said in a previous video, it was really hard on me to see my body change, but don't be afraid of it changing, because I always like to tell people that you're growing a human, your body's supposed to change. Your body was made to do this. Us women are made to carry babies and just have them grow inside of us, so it's all normal and it's okay, and it's gonna be worth it all in the end. Another thing I would say is, don't wait until last minute to prepare for the baby, whether that's getting the nursery done or just going to get last minute things, because it can cause you to stress out. We actually have to go get some stuff today for the baby, and it's just little stuff like diaper cream and things like that, but still it just causes me stress, and I just like to have things done ahead of time. Another thing I would say is, don't stand or sit too long, because that can cause swelling in your legs, and it can also cause varicose veins, and I'm sure none of us really want those, right? So just kind of sit down when you need to, take breaks, get up from sitting down if you've been sitting down all day, just stay slightly active. My last suggestion would be, is don't believe everything that you read online. There are so many things that contradict one another, and just so many opinions out there that you really have to take it with a grain of salt and go with your gut on certain things. And if you do have questions, always ask your doctor, because they most likely have the best advice. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching. If you did enjoy my video, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys all next week.